Hey, welcome back to Blue and Blur, everybody. My name is Mark.
And I'm RJ. And when we get back, we're going to talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs.
All right, so I think the Toronto Maple Leafs got the memo on what a tank is supposed to be like.
They finally found out what gravity is. Isaac Newton, they figured that the apples fall from the tree. And that they also, if they keep losing, they'll fall lower in the standings.
Yeah, two losses in a row, but one was an overtime loss, so they got a point out of that. So it's like, there's sunshine in there. But
they got 1 point. They are anyway. Yeah, so they played Carolina on Friday and lost 4-3, and then went to Ottawa on Saturday and didn't play all that great.
No, didn't play at all.
They didn't play. They looked very out of sorts and
outshot.
They looked like they had Cancun on their minds. They really
Pebble
did.
Beach.
Yeah. So or golf course. Yeah. They had Devil's Pulpit up in Caledon. So 5-2. They lost to Ottawa and.
Just a note on those two games, I just wanted to mention, because I mentioned it before in previous videos, where you've got some people are actually performing and other people aren't. The two names that are actually coming up on these two games that have actually done something during the game and consistently right now is Nylander. Nylander is he scored in one, got an assist in the other.
Yeah.
So he's active and he's in the mix during the game. I'm glad that he's one of the true, I don't know, I guess top four players that you guys used to have that's actually still performing.
Used to have.
Tavares is the other one that's actually been pulled up his socks and actually got into the mix as well with two goals, a goal on against the Hurricanes and a goal against Ottawa.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's good to see that you're, what do they call them before, the
core four?
The
What's
core
left of the
four.
core four
One
there.
out of the two, the core two are actually doing something. Anyways,
I guess.
I guess
I'm pretty depressed. I don't know what
It's
you're
like,
talking about.
all
I don't really
right.
care how well Nylander
It's like
played.
EOR
I just
over here.
Obviously in those two games, the Butcher wasn't on the ice, so Nylander was freewheeling. But
Yeah.
Gudis, I am still reeling from that whole Matthews laying on the ice prostate.
Yeah.
And they could probably hear him whimpering, and as he should, his knees shredded. And officially, we found out he's going for surgery for the MCL.
Yeah.
And they're talking about a 3-month recovery time.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll talk about Matthews, and we go on and on about him. We're going to do a Matthews trip again on what to do with him.
I don't even know if he's 100% sure to come back in September or October.
I don't like the way this Berube's coaching. He's not. I don't know. Is he trying to win games? I mean, you're supposed to try to win games. I get that. Wait a second. What I meant was, but you got to play. Is he trying to think about what goes on next year? Obviously, he thinks he's getting fired. I don't know. But Treliving's got to come down to the dressing room and say, you got to play these guys more. Michelli, Robertson, Quinlan, Cowaney's been playing more. But like Michelli, you got to find out what he's got, and if he may be tradable.
Yeah.
And Quinlan, I tell you, I was worried that this is yet another guy that's going to just go off in the wind at the end of this year and find himself a job in Seattle or Nashville, and next thing you know, the guy's like an 18 goal, 20 assist guy, third line regular, plus 15. And we're going, well, why didn't we keep him? We do this all the time.
Yeah.
So let's play the guy and find out what he's got.
Yeah, Michelli 2 assists on Friday against the Hurricanes.
And same thing with Robertson. We've gone over and over it. He's going to go somewhere, and he may not. Maybe he is what he is. But if we let him go, and then he fires off 31 goals with the Chicago Blackhawks next year, we go, what? Well, why? Because in Toronto they don't just let him play. Just put the guy out there. It doesn't matter anymore if he can't check a coat. And there he's -3 on the night. We want to see it, and you get a full slate of a full graph on the guy. Just what we got.
Speaking of which, right on that note, on people that are not playing, they called up Michael Pizzetta.
Yeah.
Called him up.
Yeah.
He got dressed, did the warm up, got undressed, sat in the press box
I don't know what kind
for
of
the
message
rest of the
that
game.
was to send to Ottawa that we might use him.
Yeah.
I would just play that guy. Also, I mean, he's kind of a rough and tumble guy and getting a fight or two. The Leafs don't have a lot to talk about. They're probably going to try to only win a few games between now and the end of the year.
Yeah.
So why not have that guy in the lineup at least every time he's maybe something's going to happen. He certainly goes flying into the opposing end with a lot of vigor, and
He does.
so I would just play him. Just play him. I don't know. I should have put him on the list along with the other guys I just mentioned that aren't seeing enough ice time.
I just know what kind of message is this to Pizzetta as well. Hey, we're recalling you. We're gonna get you dressed. And I don't know. Did he know? Could he have possibly known that he wasn't playing? Because imagine you're the player
all the time. They always dress. They dress 20, 22 guys. So,
you're player. You get around. Hey, this is it. This is it. I'm gonna go and play tonight. Oh no! By the way, get undressed. Go up and meet Matthews and them up in the press box.
For guys who are like playing that kind of role on a team, that is kind of tough because they have to go through an extra psych job. As we know, I'm going to talk about a pretty dark subject now. We know this for a fact because we've had 10 or 15 of these. We've had I don't know if we've had a dozen yet, but we've had 6 to 10 enforcers have ended up overdosing and dying alone in hotel rooms. And the ones that survive also have written books or done interviews or athletic long form articles where they talk about what it takes to sit in a hotel room in the afternoon, psyching up that they know they're going to have to fight the guy on the other team. So to have a guy like Pizzetta, you dress him and everything, and then you send him out back to the room and say you're not playing. He did a lot of workup because Ottawa's a hated rival, and
Ottawa's a tough physical team too. Like,
so
why wouldn't you not dress Pizzetta?
If it's a player like Janarok, you just say, well, you're not playing tonight. That guy didn't sit in his hotel room biting his fingernails, and knocking back Advils. So anyway, I'll just say that about Pizzetta. That would be one thing. But the other thing in warm-ups that goes on with the Leafs, you were saying on Nylander.
Oh yeah,
he's done it before apparently too. He
did it again.
I don't know about that guy. I didn't see. He's got his hand up that indicated a penalty again that Gudas did. Yeah, he goes, he didn't see it. Now he doesn't see what to do in the warm-ups. He shoots a puck at Stollarts right in the head.
Right in the neck. Yeah, got him right in the neck. And Stollarts immediately rushed off the ice and rushed to hospital, x-rays and stuff. Apparently,
he's not listed on the injury report.
No damage. Yeah. He's back. He got out. He was released from hospital. But you know what? Like, it's hockey 101, basic 101. When you're young and you don't take shots at your goalie's head in warm up.
Nylander's got low IQ. I'm telling you,
you just don't do it.
Low IQ. It doesn't think. But going back to let's talk about shots. So you want to know a big reason why the Leafs are where they're at right now? Guess who? Here's a stat for you. Of all the goalies in the league who have played at least 1,000 minutes, basically who've played 14 games or more, the one who's faced the most shots is Joseph Wall, 33 shots against. Guess who's in second place in that stat? Anthony Stollarts. And so if you want, that's what the problem with the Leafs are. They're
I thought for sure Montreal would be in there.
They're allowing too many shots on goal.
Yeah.
I looked at it. I think the Buffalo's only got is averaging like 23 shots a goal.
Yeah.
Shots against. So 30. If you're going every night, you're going to give up 33 shots. And just with the shooting percentages, and also our goalies haven't played that well, and their save percentages can't crawl above the 9 line. It's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, there was that stat. Then one other thing I want to
talk about Nyes, right? You want to talk about Nyes?
Well, Nyes, yeah, I want to bitch about Matthew Nyes. Well, he's interviewed this. He has not been playing well. We talked about it a couple weeks ago. It's not the same Matthew Nyes this year, and here we go in the Toronto media again. Well, there's something wrong with him. He must be hurt. He's got to be hurt, right? Our guys are the best players they're all Hall of Famers. We got the best player. We got Morgan Rielly's a stud defenseman. Matthews Nyes is the second coming of Clark Gillies. Matthews is the greatest goal scorer of all time. Blah, blah, go on and on. So Nyes, so he was asked this week, what's going on with you? Are you feeling okay? And he said, well, I am dealing with something. And he says, it's okay. I can play through it. It's just uncomfortable. You know what? We're dealing with gravity right now. We want to get lower. We don't need him on the ice then. Like, if you're uncomfortable, take the rest of the year off. Grab your clubs and get to the golf course. Anyway, I want to go back to the other thing. As soon as the player's not performing in Toronto, the media gives them coverage and tells us all, they're dealing with an issue. I'm tired of it. Matthews, for 2 years now, takes a trip to Germany, and we don't even know why. Like
Yep.
Matthews got pissed off at Steve Simmons for announcing that he had COVID. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit different issue, but he's also said it about his hockey related stuff. It's a private matter. You know, when you're making $14 million a year, it's not a private matter. Even the COVID thing, because COVID might mean you're going to infect other players, like our $11 million players.
Yeah.
like it's the same like Hollywood stars always come. Oh, I can't go to a restaurant. Yeah, because you're making $20 million a movie.
Yeah.
You pay me $20 million, I will let 15 photographers follow me around all day long. I'm fine with that.
Sunglasses, and here you go.
So anyway, Matthew Nyes, I'm tired of that answer. Oh, it makes me feel uncomfortable. Don't play then.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else did I have? Lastly, but not, we've got the Leafs have 3 big games going this week. Bruins, our arch rivals. They should lose that
Tuesday.
The Bruins will have to win that. Want to lose that game. They want the Leafs to get 2 more points so they can get secure that draft pick higher. And then we play the Rangers. Then on Saturday, it's a big game, St. Louis Blues. Because right now,
back-to-back Bruins Rangers.
Right, back to back, and then we got the Blues. The Blues game's a big game for that 5 spot because the Blues right now are in that 5 spot, and they're 4 points back of the Leafs. Well, they're 4 points ahead, you could say in our regard, because we're going this way. And but the Blues have 2 games in hand. So the Leafs, if they could lose these 3 games this week, and including the one to St. Louis, they could find themselves in that 5 spot by the end of the week. And it doesn't really matter anyway because but it gives them more balls in the bucket, and then they, because they could secure the 5 or the 4 spot, but then it goes by where the lottery pick falls. They could go back to 7th or something. Like the Islanders went from 10th in the league to picking 1st overall. So, and they got the guy I think is going to be one of the greatest defensemen ever playing the game. So anyway. That's the news for this week. We're gonna get, everyone's talking about Matthews and what to do with Matthews. We'll save that for another time. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of thinking about it.
I don't think Matthews is going anywhere.
Well, we'll talk. You're starting me to talk. I don't want to talk about it.
He's not going anywhere.
It's really a depressing time here in Toronto.
Yeah,
it really is, and I predicted it.
Yeah.
But now you got me going. I'm going to just say the one thing again this week. I just regurgitated over and over. The media keeps on going on about. You got to do just a retool, and you bring in a new coach, and you get a Tanev back, and the goalies play better, and Matthews is going to score 69 goals again. Everything's going to be great.
Yeah.
And maybe that's what they should do is try to stay as high as they can in the standings next year, because they. One way or the other, in the next 3 years, they're losing 2 of their first round. So what's the point of finishing low? And they should maybe get a bunch of veterans and try to finish in the middle of the pack. Anyway.
Right, from the beginning of the season. So no, look, from what I remember from the Toronto Maple Leafs is they usually always start off the season really, really strong, and then it kind of levels out about midway season, and then they play the way they play. This year, they stunk from the beginning.
Oh, and they had an easy schedule, too. They played the most home games between October and November than I think of any team in the league. And right now here, when we're down to the wood, the most important games, I think the Leafs are leading the league in most away games. They had and those teams in October and November were non-playoff teams.
Yeah, so they stunk
mostly
right from the beginning. What do you think the problem was right off the beginning? So can you pinpoint that down to like 2 things? Like it's not like because everything good and then they had a bunch of injuries, but they just stunk.
I think
from
the goaltending
day one.
at the start was really. I hate to just throw it on the goaltender because maybe the defense was giving the goaltenders problems by not protecting properly.
Yeah.
But the goaltending, save percentage was like 860. You can't. They had the worst goal save percentage in October.
Yeah.
You can't win if you got bad goalies, and that's just the way it goes. You can't win, and the goaltending was terrible, and then it just built from there.
You still think Marner had very little to do with it?
Well, I think if Marner was here, we'd still be in the same boat. We'd be fighting for a playoff spot. Maybe we might be in that mix with the other teams, but. No, I don't think so. I don't think Marner. I think the Tanev injury is more important than the Marner, quite frankly, because the defense is terrible.
Right.
And Tanev would have given him 25. Would have burned that 37-year-old out, but he would have given us 22, 24 minutes a night of solid defense, and it would have settled the other. It would have settled the other guys. Well, it would have made them. They're all thinking, I got to be the guy. And they're not. None of those guys are the guy.
Right.
So the Tanev injury to me is more important than the Marner injury. Or the Marner departure.
All right. Well, let us know what you think. What do you think was going on from the beginning with the Toronto Maple Leafs? Was it the Marner move? Was it something else? Let us know what you think down in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell all your friends, and we'll see you in the next video.